And I love the fact that around you, people use your language back at you,
Yeah.
which shows that you're kind of really getting into people's heads. And they reflect some parts back at you, not other parts yet.
Yeah.
But you know, the whole meat thing is like, it's hilarious. You've made meat your own, which is the funniest thing.
Yeah, I was losing it because I think you had bought your first piece and you use the term fully fuckable, which I use quite a bit because because that's one of my obsessions. I think that eventually every single product you'll just be able to have sex with here because like because people are going to be at the grocery store and just like I would buy that, but I don't think I can bang it. So like, I don't, I don't want that. So I think everything will have like a fleshlight attached to it or a dildo or something, and people will just be like, oh, now I can have sex with that. So I'll pay the extra amount and I can go back and like goon with it or whatever. But I think you would use that term, and somebody was like, what? He's fully fuckable in this thing? Like, what is that? And I'm like, yeah, that's just it's what I use quite a bit. So I was proud that that you would use that term because I'm obsessed with it.
Because, you know, people have really followed your language and that perspective. But that whole idea that everything becomes shaggable in English terminology kind of makes sense, is because if you think about where the world is going, I mean, you're talking about the hollowing out of middle America because the manufacturing jobs disappeared and all of that. We're going to do that to fucking knowledge workers. We're going to do it to all manual labor. And in the end, all we've got left is humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because only humans can be humans. AI can't be humans.
Yep.
And we have these weird things that we do, that we stimulate ourselves via dopamine or sexual stuff. And so Die With The Most Likes plus fully fuckable is kind of all of humanity.
It is. Yeah, I guess you're right. It does embody everything that we'll need. It's like our two basic needs in like 10 years, probably. That's it.
Maybe
Like,
you'll do a
Die With
series
The
on
Most
love at some point as opposed to
Yeah.
death. But that's
Right.
it.
That's it. Yeah. Maybe I'll rebrand. Maybe I'll do a corporate rebrand at some point and be live with the most likes and be like a guru, be one of the people that holds their hands
Oh,
like this and be
yeah.
like, I'm gonna start living with the most likes and like kind of just do the whole like
You could be the
yeah.
Brian Johnson of attention. It's like,
That's what
become zen with your attention. And this is the way to manage your life. There's a big career in that.
There
Don't
you
know.
go. I'm changing the Twitter name and the whole brand right after this. Let's go.
But I do think there's a characterization that could be done from that.
I think so too. Like, yeah, get like a lengthy white gown that I wear and roll up to things like as a guru and just kind of tell people. I think honestly, this is my next
And people
performance
would
piece.
listen to you.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I sell this to like corporate America and I go around as this like supposed guru and then record the whole thing, and that's my next like performance.
You know, there's something in the Ali G approach that you could definitely do.
For sure.
Because
For
people
sure. I
just
love
don't
Ali.
quite know whether you're real or not.
No, they
And
don't.
I think there's an Ali G approach to this
I think
as
so.
part of your performance art. Because talk me through the Alfonso Newton and the whole idea of. So you've got Mark Wilson, who's the Genesis. He's creating ridiculous. You need to express yourself through every format you possibly can, and it keeps compounding. So you're creating this vast body of work that's telling this weird world of Die With The Most Likes, or even Mark Wilson. And then you start introducing your own characters in. And what blew me away was I was introduced to Alfonso via the Gristle Buddies launch, but then reading the book, I'm like, oh, he was the president of the United States before. This is Mark is telling this story from every angle using the characterizations. And then I realized, okay, I think I wrote to you at the time, and like, this is way bigger than I ever imagined. And nobody's understanding how big this whole thing is.
Yeah, well, because the two books I have 5 books now, and I'm working on another poetry collection. But the two were like 120,000 word books that were written with zero care that anyone would ever read them, which is just like such a painstaking.
You didn't even reread one of them, did you?
I couldn't reread Sparsely Attended Funerals because it was written kind of at the height of the pandemic, and it was a really kind of paranoid and painful time for me in many ways. So I wrote that over the course of like a month, and it's like a 90,000 word book. Submitted it to this indie publisher.
I love that book because I love the short
Thank you, I
stories and
appreciate
how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like it was so it's just a lot. It's a very heavy, as you know, it's not a beach read. Like if you're reading that on a beach, I don't know, you're probably like fucked or something.
You're
Like
probably going to get arrested.
you're probably gonna get arrested, right? Um, but yeah, so the world just kept expanding and expanding, and really it did become this effort to try to drag people in, and it was funny. The digital art almost functioned as an appetizer to get people to read my books. Like when I was putting those on
Oh,
Instagram and stuff.
really?
Yeah, it was almost like casting out a fishing line with rotten meat on it and saying, "Hey, come take a snack," and then maybe like you'll buy the book and maybe you'll figure out like this whole different, deeper world. And I still tend to want that for people. Like the happiest I'm ever at is when people reach out and say they've read one of those humongous books, because like a novel is just different, as you know, it's a way different undertaking. It's a different world that you have to create and stuff. But with those things, with the novels, with the SoundCloud rap, with the pieces of art and the painting, like I want to be everywhere all the time. I want to be a parasite in the mind of
Why?
America.
I
I
keep
think
asking the question, why? Why are you doing this? Look,
mhm.
I think it's really important, but I want to know your motivation. Why do you think the story's still not understood, still not
Mhm.
told, and needs to be told from every angle?
Yeah, I think that part of it is just I'm trying to think about the best way to express it, really. I think that part of it is making people feel the way that I feel inside a lot of times, and seeking other people who are looking to feel that way in many ways. Like I think that part is drawn from 10 to 20 years of complete and utter irrelevance. And so like there's part of me that wants to find people and wants those people to experience the world through my eyes in the way that I look at stuff, not in a narcissistic way, but just in a sense that like I, I just think that it's important. I can't quite articulate it, I guess.
So, you obviously like this video enough that you've got to the end. That's quite a big task. But listen, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, and also check out what video's next, because I think you'll love it. But if you want even more, and when I'm talking more, I'm talking about member-generated ideas, incredible alpha, research, everything there to help you in your journey, just head to realvision.com/join for the best financial intelligence out there and the pure alpha that's within the platform.